Good morning. Happy time zone. I'm tired again because, well, you know how, like, there was, like, a proper amount of sleep, last night, or the night before last? There wasn't last night. I'm back to just constantly hopping out of low power mode at, regular intervals. Irregular intervals? I don't know. That's just my screen. Don't look at that. There we go. Not even all the meds aren't don't seem to they I don't know if it was a fluke last night or if it or what. Night before last, I mean, it was just interesting. We got an unknown user followed you yesterday. Interesting. Oh, we got a hydrate. Where did I just put the... I just had a drink. Where'd it go? There it is. Alright. Even Eldritors need sleep. Eh. I'm not an Eldritor, I'm just an Eldritch math entity. There's a difference. It's... whatever. Sheesh. Anyway, so yeah, I got followed by. Does anyone remember who followed yesterday? It must have been someone. Someone got banned. That's what happened. Yeah. Math is horror to many of us. We did ban someone. Did we ban? Did Kiri ban someone? Who got banned? I don't remember that. Maybe we're not sharing the same. Some rando. Wait? Hold on. Did someone get banned from this channel? Yes. Oh my God. I don't remember that. I mean, I realize that this was Kiri doing the thing, but we haven't had that whole, like, separation of memories between alters thing going on, so, after being banned from here, they got immediately banned for excessive flopping? Probably not. I don't, wait, like, okay, so yeah, I realize that, like, that's, I don't remember that. Hang on a second. I'm gonna go to the VOD. I'm gonna go to the VOD and see who Kiri banned. This is fascinating. This is something that I would totally remember, but okay, so we got this one from 16 hours ago. Alright, and then we go toward the end of the video. Anyone know how far into the ban the ban the stream was, or the stream of the ban was? I don't know. I might actually wait. Hold on a second. I don't actually look at this on PeerTube. I have it on my own computer. It's gonna get really awkward if we can't remember passwords between each other. Does anyone remember what their username was? Okay, here's the VOD from yesterday. Let's see what Kiri was up to. Do you have channel admin logs for this? I mean, I can see that someone got banned, or someone followed and then ceased to exist. And that's about it. I can't tell who the username was though. I think it was towards the end of the stream because it was like one of the last. Well, it's in there. Here, let me. Well, I can't show on the thing, but It was before Draconis redeemed an uwu at the end of the stream. Oh, that's the end. Let's bring that back up. Let's load. Mute. Be quiet, Kiri. So yeah, Draconis redeemed an uwu towards the end of the stream. Just gonna look for that like ta-da noise. Actually, you know what? Considering that I only have like voice and music in 2 separate audio tracks, I think we might be able to track this down by the audio. Hang on a second. Because it makes a ta-da noise when someone follows sometimes. If it was a brand new account, then it wouldn't have popped up the thing though, so I wouldn't be able to find it there anyway. And usually the harassing accounts are brand new accounts, so. Oh, actually, we can check the channel ban list and see if it includes the unknown user. I have to figure out where the ban list is. Hang on a second. It does not seem to be under moderation. Moderation settings. Banned users. There we go. View and modify your banned users list. It says. Yeah, no one. We didn't ban anyone. We didn't ban anyone from the channel. Thor, don't be weird. Come on. Ugh. How big is the list? How big is the ban list? It's over 100. Yeah, interestingly, we actually get to see what accounts were named when they got banned from Twitch entirely. But we didn't ban anyone yesterday, not off this channel. No, I just looked at. I'm looking at the ban list. I saw a one with a transphobic name for the account, and I clicked on it, and it says account suspended or deactivated when you actually click on it. So like I can see the names there. Wow, there's some really gross characters on here. We haven't had to actually add someone to this list in a long time. Did you delete a message? There's no one on my ban list. There's no one on my ban list, but this account has been deleted that just followed yesterday. I wonder if it was like just some kind of like. I wonder if it was a bot that wasn't here for, that was just trying to do like I don't know, engagement stuff or something. Anyway, that's not a big deal. You know what is a big deal though? Gift decoding. I offer you a snack. I don't eat RAM sticks, but thank you. I will sell them on eBay for $1 bajillion. And thank you for the bits. Ow! A bot or someone who deleted their own account? Yeah, but why would they follow and then delete their account immediately? It's like, oh no, I followed a Lamia. I can no longer stand to use Twitch. Wah. That's how it must have gone. They found out that they followed a Lamia and that was just too much for them. They realized that they would never be able to stay here because it would be too tempting to watch the Lamia streaming. Yep. Owning RAM is illegal. Yeah, you gotta own that that pre-ban RAM. That's the stuff. Anyway. I kind of want to add a Rust style, like, result tracking stuff to the gift decoder, but I also kind of don't, so... Ray bands? Is that bands delivered with a ray gun? Alright, well, anyway. I want to add some error reporting to the LCW decoding system. So we're gonna have, like, var had error, which is that bool. And we're gonna have var LZW minimum code size. Just a pipe mix. And then when we actually create those objects, we are going to set those values. So func init Okay, so that's gonna break some of the other stuff. 2 gigs is just silly. I have a phone, and this is my phone. This is my phone, not Kiri's phone. I have a phone running post Marketos, and it only has 4 gigs of RAM, which seems very limited. It cannot run Discord. I mean, it can, but it has to do it through, like, the web version of Discord, which is very, very, very slow. Like, painfully slow. I found a nice RSS reader for it, though. I know we were all talking about that yesterday. It's called Newsflash. Seems to work pretty well. I noticed something interesting with the RSS readers. There's a... Oh, got another hydrate. Oh, no, that's an RR. Okay. Oh, wow. Phone has 4 gigs. Our other phone has 12 gigs of RAM. Anyway, there's this program. It's called Newsflash. Let's see. Yeah, well, I went out of my way to find, like, exactly the right phone when we were searching for that. So, Awawa. Yeah, so there's this one. It's called Newsflash. This is an RSS reader. It looks like this. Or this, or this. And then this is one of the only ones that has handled enclosures correctly. So I was showing off Liferia yesterday, I think. And I was trying some stuff out with it. Where is it? Where's it in the list? There it is. Boop. Well, Kiri was showing off Liferia. Google is getting... Yeah, I heard. Yeah. I guess you'll start using DuckDuckGo or searching. I don't know how to pronounce it still. Or what's another search engine to use? Nope, that's pretty much it. Anyway, yeah, this is Liferia. If I go into the posts here, you'll notice that it says Happy Mermaid went back and drew these 2 again, and then there's nothing here, right? There's nothing. It's devoid of thing. And that is because this software is not actually handling a certain aspect of RSS. So as much as I love the UI in this one, and it does everything that I want, it doesn't do the images. So let's go Flatpak install. I'm gonna install the one that I just installed on my phone. noai.duckduckgo.com. Use a Firefox add-on. That's reasonable. Ask Jeeves closed. Yeah. Seems like there might be a little opening in the market for a good search engine. Good morning. How's it going? It's going. I didn't sleep very good. All right. Flatpak. Run. Block. Let's try out Newsflash. So you can. There's like a bunch of services that. There's a bunch of services that do RSS things like on the web. Oh, Nextcloud. That would actually be a good one for me to set up. But we're just gonna set up local RSS for now, and then I'm going to add. Let's see. We're gonna add a feed. We're gonna do vt.social/@expiredpopsicle.rss. This is queries. Add. All right. And now it actually loads the images. And this one works pretty well on mobile on post-Marketos, so that's also cool. I wonder if it works on Android. Probably not, considering that it's apps for GNOME. But, oh well, whatever. There's probably a decent RSS reader on Android out there. Let's see if we can add, we'll add mine. I would rather burn.com/@junkraven.rss. And there's me. And that also loads images correctly, so nice. The great part about searches is that you can block results by domain, which helps filtering out swap sites. Yeah. Main use for RSS is getting webcomic updates. Oh yeah, I should add webcomics to this. Let's see. That would be Oakville Nights. Come on, DuckDuckGo. You know what I'm looking for. There we go. That's the stuff. Let's see if we can do like the feed discovery through Newsflash. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Check that out. Heck yeah. I got my favorite webcomic in my RSS reader. It's like 3 webcomics I read that don't have RSS feeds. Oh, that sucks. You can make like an adapter for them, just like scrape the site. Anyway, read Oakville Nights. It's good. I think I should try setting up Nextcloud News so I can sync this with my phone and stuff. Hopefully Pretty Fist will drop more comics soon. Hopefully. Oh no, the last comic was in September last year? Oh, that poor girl. She has to work so much. Yeah, this one seems pretty decent for an RSS reader. It's simple. It works on mobile. I can sync with Nextcloud News, which I will get hooked up at some point, so I can sync everything together and have all my RSS feeds in one place. I have a Nextcloud instance, so I use that for a lot of stuff. But anyway, let's get back to this stuff. There's a push error somewhere. There we go. To try the river's had error equals had error or LZ. What is it called? Decoding table dot had error. There we go. Am I all the distortion? Or am I what I say? I'm just a scary girl you loved anyway. But more fool. Have a good time, man. Have
some fun. Having fun is okay. Get some love in your life, whether that be.
All right, we can do documentation later. We don't care about that. We're gonna go without documentation because we're badasses like that. We're just gonna remember all of it in our brains, right? We don't need documentation. Deep Wiki. What's Deep Wiki? What is Deep Wiki? Greatest part about searching. Yeah, okay. Recommend Tiny RSS. TTRSS. An RSS reader. Self-hosted web-based reader works quite well. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really like web-based just because web browsers suck. And especially on this phone that I'm holding that you can't see. This is a Pixel 3a XL running post Marketos, and web stuff is very slow on it. It's very slow. I'm with like Proton for email, and like having to do the Proton Mail stuff through the web is painful and awful. Trying to use Discord through the web interface is like nightmarish and bad in so many ways. I can just barely check my email with this. I should hook up. Maybe I should just hook up that. There's like a thing for Proton Mail where they have like a IMAP bridge or something. I wonder if I can actually run that on the phone itself, and then just use like a normal email client, like whatever people use for email on Post Marketos. What do people use for email on Post Marketos? Thunderbird? Do they use Thunderbird on mobile? How does Thunderbird work on mobile? Hang on a second. Geary or Thunderbird with mobile config Thunderbird. Oh, there's a mobile config for Thunderbird. Okay, I could use that, maybe. As long as they're not stuffing AI slop into it. What is Geary? That doesn't tell me anything. Let's try tiny RSS. Where does tiny RSS come from? Wow, this is. I wonder if I can just spin up a Docker instance of it. Show me screenshots, you cowards! There we go, there's a screenshot. That looks fine, I guess. The fun thing about Thunderbird is if I actually use Thunderbird on mobile, I might be able to use that as an RSS reader also. Installation guide. Alright. Overview. Place .env and Docker compose contents below together in a directory. Edit .env as you see fit. Blah 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 blah. All right, here we go. Oops. cat2.env and why is there no YAML? Hang on a second. Package install YAML. YAML mode. Why is YAML mode not like okay? YAML mode. I still use Emacs. Yep, it's just, you know, I keep coming back to Emacs. I have the existence of AI slop so much. Do you mean you hate the existence of AI slop so much? Thunderbird's replaced it now. Oh, that's good. Alright, let's see. Blah 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 blah. What do we have to customize in here? Create.m, create docker, blah 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 blah. Run docker compose up dash d, docker compose. What is lazy docker? Terminal UI for docker and docker compose. What? What? Oh, that sounds neat. I like UIs sometimes. What is this? Oh, this seems cool. This seems incredibly useful. Hell. Simple terminal UI for both Docker and Docker Compose, written in Go, blah, blah, blah. Wow, I should check this out. I use Docker like a bunch, so, you know. You can edit the Docker Compose, and then, like, all the individual services in it. Have, like, individual stats. Oh, that's cool. I want to see what Synapse looks like with this. We can figure out maybe why it's going so slow all the time. Alright, Docker Compose up. I'm not going to put dash D there, because that is no configuration file provided, not found. That is... Docker no configuration file provided, not found. Okay. Cool. I don't know what I've never seen Docker Compose spit out that error message, so that's new. Oh, wait a minute. I put an underscore where I put a should have put a dash. Cool. Let's talk about lazy Docker. What is that? Use Komodo as a web GUI Docker manager image update checker. Not as lightweight, but not terrible. Yeah, that is not the Komodo that is in the thing here. All right, what's our port? HTTP port. HTTP port. Okay. 8280. 280. Login, blah 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 blah. I don't know. What's the? Do I have to actually? I don't want. It's not like I'm hosting it somewhere that I actually have to like. Okay, whatever. This is already too much work. How do I update TTRSS? Oh, there we go. Probably shouldn't disable auth internal, blah, 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 blah. Unless you know what you're doing. Oh, there we go. Auto create another user. That's what we need to do. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and just stop that. I thought to use Nano when I already have the file open in here. Auto create user, junk Raven. Auto create user pass. I like giant robots. check the repo for signs of LLM stuff. I am far too lazy for that right now, especially considering the fact that we're supposed to be writing a GIF importer at the moment. Okay, alright. Junk Raven. I like giant robots. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Log in. Bam. Alright, cool. We are in. How do I add a feed? Subscribe to feed. There we go. I'm doing all of this just so I can see if it supports one feature correctly. No articles found? What? Come on. It's not fetching articles. Alright, Maisha, can you tell me if this just tell me if it supports the thing. Basically, here's the issue. See how like images are being embedded correctly here, but they're not being embedded correctly right here? These are both the same post. Right, Happy Mermaid again went back and drew these two again, right? One of these has the image and one of them doesn't. And I've noticed that most RSS readers don't handle the it's called the enclosure tag correctly. And some of them only handle it for video and audio, for like podcasts and stuff. Right click and edit the time. Alright, right click, edit feed. Default interval. I can go down to 15 minutes. Cool. Yep, that's so images and posts is different from the enclosures. Here, let me actually let's pull it up in it's gonna just download it. It's just download it, whatever. Alright, behold, my RSS feed, but raw. There's a thing in here. That is actually an outdated one. Hang on a second. Okay. There's a thing right here. There's the media description. Where is it?
It's fucking Christmas morning.
That is... Oh, it's feeding it. It's getting like a different format than the other feed, isn't it? Hey, oh wait, we have this. Yeah, we have this like media thing right here, right? That's the actual URL to the image right there. That goes outside of the description, so it's a separate tag from the description, right? We have description with the text, Happy Mermaid, all that stuff, and then we have this media content URL thing, media description, all this stuff, and then all that. So this is what that looks like in Life Area. Holds images on the post. Okay, cool. Then I would consider that a possible option. Yeah. Hope you're doing well. I'm still kicking. I'm still kicking. You know how it goes. I have awakened today, but... also, hello, Sleepy Teal Coder. How's it going? Okay, what was I saying? Right, so I don't know why Liferia doesn't support it. Liferia is like a feed reader that's been around since forever. I used to use this thing all the time. But it doesn't support the enclosures, but Newsflash does, and thankfully Newsflash works on my phone. I encourage everyone here to use RSS stuff. Also, I kind of wonder if I already have it set up on my Nextcloud. Because like Nextcloud News is a whole thing. Maybe there's I probably have to install a plugin for it or something. Nextcloud News? No, Nextcloud News. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. So the reason I don't want to use Nextcloud News is just because Nextcloud is so slow. Like the UI is painful. Every time I go onto my Nextcloud, like on the web, like through the website, I'm just like suffering and dying inside, like every time. So I don't really want to do like Nextcloud News that way, but it looks like Newsflash supports hooking up to a Nextcloud News account, which is probably better. And then I can keep everything synced between this and like this and my phone, you know. Also, can this live in the system tray? Run in background, sync on startup. Maybe not. The thing I like about Liferia is Liferia can be banished down to the system tray here. I don't know if this one can. It's probably fine. It does does it do notifications? We're just looking at that, right? God, I hate GNOME's UI stuff though. There's the config system stuff that I was just looking at. Ooh, also, ooh, bam. Dark theme, hell yeah. More like dark theme, am I right? Grovebox? I like Grovebox. Sounds like glove box, maybe. Auto start, sync on the startup. Run in background. Fetch updates while the app is closed. I'm gonna try hitting that and see what happens. Sync every 15 minutes. Keybinds, we don't really worry about that.
Here's what the experts are saying.
So if I close it, where does it go? Is it still running? It is still running, but where? I didn't see anything in there about notifications for incoming articles, so I'm a little sad about that. I also recommend everyone use RSS. Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to drive home here. Is everyone should use RSS. It's great. Highly encourage it. In the era of like a bunch of services being all like you have to you know You have to interact with the web in the way that we think that you should, with all the AI slop and all that stuff. RSS is just a nice way to just kind of, for services that support it anyway, nice way to just cut through the BS and get the things you want. And I know that like it's so rare for people to actually know what it is, but like now, but I feel like it's one of those things that's not going away because it's actually really good for automated systems to, hey, I saw that. I feel like it's one of those good things for like automated systems to be able to interact with. And so I think there's a motivation for people, for like developers to keep it up and running, you know? So yeah, like I said, this one, Liferia is nice. It just doesn't support the enclosures for some reason. This has been my favorite RSS reader, but now I want something that can sync between my phone and desktop, and I want something that actually displays the images. So we can't use Liferia anymore. Goodbye, Liferia, forever. Liferia stands for Linux Speed Reader, by the way. There's another one that I tried out. I'm gonna make sure that I actually have only safe for work stuff included in it. Just give me a second. Boop. I think I disabled the wrong source there. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So there's one called RSS Guard, which is like overcomplicated. It does support the inline images, though. Also, let's get Newsflash back up. What is this one? Toggle red, toggle starred. There we go, Newsflash. I want to see if this one has any notification options. I want to get like this stuff injected directly into my brain. You know, I want to be notified every single time because I don't have enough notifications on my phone already. I actually do. I have too many. But let's see if we can just search the repo for notification. There's PRs. Only spawn notifications if window is not focused or not visible. So it does do notifications. I kind of wish it was showing up in my system tray down here. That would make it a little bit easier to kind of manage. Also, no need to put it on a YouTube subscription feed. Yep, that's also good. So yeah, this is RSS Guard. It's like really complicated. It seems like it can do a lot, and it actually works with the embedded images, and I think it can also have like notification settings and stuff like that. This one's, it's too much. It's too much. I think we can actually add, we could actually add an Nextcloud News account with it though. So my plan of going through Nextcloud News is still intact there. Right, I was gonna look at this. How do we install this? News in the App Store. Okay, it's not really a store. I think it's free, so, you know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and install this later on, and, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, back to the GIF loader, which is what I intended to be working on this time. Just a little bit of RSS, you know, evangelism or whatever, and then we get back to work, right? Yep. Just gonna raise that error flag. Go back here. So, GIF bitstream. Where did we use that? Oh, it's only using the LZW stuff. Okay, that's fine. That means we should probably also have the, let's see, use set bitstream somewhere here, right? Yeah, here we go. Add. Yeah. Right, this is no longer going to be a static function. Propagate errors. Errors from the bitstream. We're gonna have so many errors in the other file. Oh look, you can actually like subscribe to I realize this is on GitHub and GitHub has fallen out of favor, but you can actually subscribe to get into RSS feeds for commits. That's cool. I should subscribe to Next Studio commits. What is the select items? How do you do that? Just commits.atom. Interesting. YouTube has RSS feeds for channels. Yeah, I know. We were that we had them in the. I think I was using those in Life Area also. No, I guess not. Yeah, I've used those. Zofty has redeemed a. Oh wow. Oh my god, you're all dorks. Look at what you're doing to the intro funsies also. It's all just blushes now. Okay, LZW minimum code size, blah 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 blah. Simple things are not fun. Okay, so we need to do this, and then temp remove me. Actually, temp remove me is going to be a thing that stays now, which is kind of funny. We have turned a temporary variable into a permanent variable. That's actually fine. It's better this way. What? Wait, hold on. I searched all the files for temp remove me. I can see that there are 3 results right here, and it says 2 matches in 1 file. Excuse. Oh wait. It would help if I actually saved before doing the search. There we go. There we go. Alright, we're just gonna call this, GIF LZW. Which is a type GIF LZW. I believe in you, my love. We are above. Oh yeah, there were GIFs flying around in Char's server last night. Let me actually like replace this with a proper one. Let's go back to Bob. Bob 89A. Bob 89A is a fantastic test case, so there we go. Because we still have not implemented every feature of Bob 89A, and we will get there at some point. So yeah, for anyone new here, we are writing a GIF importer in GDScript. Why are we doing that? For funsies. Because I think it's cool. Also to support the intro funsies thing, which takes Twitch emotes and turns them into little bouncy things like this. And so I want to make it so that when you use animated GIFs, they show up as animated things. Yep. That's the plan. Are you implementing the cursed text extension? It's looking likely, yes. It's looking like I will probably implement the cursed text extension. Yep. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. Okay, let's... Oh, you know what? I forgot to check in code before doing any of this. Oh wait, I want to use Lazy Docker on the tiny RSS. Hang on a second. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and I can see my Circ instance that I forgot that I was running on this computer. It's dead. Yep. Also, there's other bad things that I was playing with on here that, So we will not be playing with more of that. Anyway, what was I gonna do? We're gonna check in the code. Yes, that's a good idea. Hey! And adding test data. All right. What's up? Whoop, hey! Hey! Why all the GP? Oh my god! What was I doing before the thoughts were just violently smacked out of my head? Load image descriptor. Can't be used by AI if we throw them around. That is true. Okay. Alright. Just throw them at something other than me. Sheesh. Swimming after in Lamia juice after the last rebate. I know. Okay, hang on a second, I gotta do a thing.
If you've had enough of that, like those experiences happen where, you know, you feel like, oh, something's wrong with me, or I feel like mending that, like unifying the parts of myself has been like a huge thing. Bringing in these other parts of me that I have actually like, that I rejected, and like bringing them back in and being like, no, like, you're okay.
They say the war is over. My war ends with you.
Alright, I'm back. Okay, so, this check right here doesn't actually do anything, is 89A, because we actually support the 89A features even if it's an 87A, which is, like, whatever, okay, who cares. So I think we need to split up the parsing of individual blocks. We have the image descriptor. I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually store a list of objects for the GIF, which will be the extensions, it'll be the image descriptors, it'll be, like, you know, whatever. And I think, let's see, process file, okay. We're gonna have to, yeah, we want to load the header, and then we'll load, we have this, like, series of blocks. Where's the blocks? Blocks. We have these series of blocks. We get the block type indicator, which is either an image descriptor or an extension block. And then we also have the trailer block at the end. So, I think we're gonna more like different types for the image descriptors, and then for each individual type of extension block. I think that ought to do it. And then we'll take all of that together and kind of like compile the final image from those. A final image or animation, because those subblocks can also be used for animations. Okay. So let's make a new file called GIF image descriptor. Create new script GIF image descriptor. We're basically just gonna move everything and that we a bunch of stuff into here. So class name GIF image descriptor. Where'd GIF test go? Oh, it's right there. Okay. And then we call load to image descriptor here, which is this function, which is a really big, well, not really big function now. It's much smaller now. GIF bits, yeah. Hey Nova, how's it going? Hey, look, it's Bob, one of the inventors of GIF, who pronounces it incorrectly. We're actually successfully loading GIFs now. We're just working on code cleanup and eventually getting the animation data out of it, and then eventually also implementing the text blocks. Alright, let's move all of this into here. Oh, we have this whole, like, get bytes, whatever. We should probably have some kind of, like, byte stream object, which is then either going to wrap a file descriptor, or, like, a file object, or a buffer. Actually, can you just have, like, a file access that's made from a buffer? Hang on a second. Nova, you're like a Joda expert. Do you know if there's any way to kind of, like, wrap both like a file access and buffer access in like the same kind of object, or should I just load the entire file into a buffer? Yeah, the question is just like, do we want to load the file, like... I guess we could just load the file all at once. And then treat everything like a buffer. Yeah, we'll make like a... We don't even have to make like a GIF buffer object, right? We could just... Well, we're reading like incrementally from this thing, right? So... It's like I want like a byte stream object. If it's a really big GIF, that would have to be a really big GIF to be a problem. We're talking about like a, well, I mean, yeah, it would have to be a pretty big GIF to be a problem. But then the question is, if you can't load the actual like image file, or if you can't load the file, like how are you going to store the image data in the end anyway? Yeah, I'm just gonna make an object that like wraps the concept of like the buffer position and like a buffer and a pointer inside of the buffer. That'll do. I mean, I could just pass like a packed byte array in and then just like start removing stuff from it, but that would be slow. So. Let's add a new script. We'll call it GIF byte buffer. Still doing like C-like initialization stuff there. Awesome. You should abstract it as a bit stream. I already did abstract it as a bit stream. We have to extract the byte stream before we get... Look, we have a bit stream type right here. That's what this is. But sometimes we're reading entire bytes, and sometimes we're reading individual bits. So... alright, well, so func, get bytes, okay. We need a pointer. We're gonna put the internal things, int equals 0. Func get bytes, byte count, just type int, and that's going to return a... that's actually gonna return. That's gonna return an int. Get bytes as int. right? And that's where we're gonna get rid of all the weird like decode U16, decode U8. Actually no, we'll do we won't make it generic. We'll just do get U8. And that'll be, you know. Wait a minute. I'm doing this wrong again. Actually, I already have an abstraction in here. Get bytes. What does get bytes do? Look up symbol. And that returns a packed byte array, of course. And that's going to be bytes.slice. Read pointer. Count. Okay, and then we're gonna do all the individual like oh, hello. We're gonna do all the individual like types. So because we have a lot of this like get bytes, decode, get bytes, decode. Like that's a little silly. We should just be able to get like get U16, right? Func get U16. There we go. Also need this fix me add bounds check. Give me the bytes, put them in the bag. Yeah. Since, cable's going bad again. I think that needs an update. That probably needs an update. Alright, we're gonna get U8, get bytes 1, dot decode U8. What else we got? We'll see how far we can get with those. Okay, so instead of setting the... Oh my goodness. So yeah, we have this like file contents here. We're actually going to replace those with a var byte stream subtype gif byte stream get byte buffer. Sorry, byte buffer. We'll say byte buffer. All right, and then we have the function. Where is it? Where's file contents set? We'll replace it with our cool little custom type here, and then we'll get rid of the now I have to go through and replace everything that actually references file contents, or get bytes rather. So we have to, let's find get bytes and delete it. And by deleted, I really mean comment it out. And then we have to find all the uses of get bytes, like this. And then we're gonna say byte buffer dot get bytes by buffer. Goodbye buffer. No. And replace it with this. We could actually just leave the decode U16 and all that stuff in there, but I want to do get U16 instead. Right. Buffer dot get U8. Alright, well, I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna speedrun this instead. And then we'll byte buffer dot. Ooh, that's interesting. Yep. Yep, byte's not found in self. Byte buffer, buffer, byte buffer. I don't know who Buffer is, but she must be pretty cute if I'm gonna sorry, excuse me. And it failed. Non-existent function get bytes in base nil. That's because wait. Oh, this is for the PNG loading. Don't care about PNG loading. Sheesh. Invalid assignment of property bytes with value of type packed byte array on base object of type node blah 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 blah. Huh? Oh. Look at all the places that I just, like, screwed up in some minor way on the copy pasting. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, alright, Bob is back. Bob is back. Awesome. We are back to functioning levels of Bob. And now we can go and do some cleanup here. Let's find other uses of decode. Alright, Bob is back. Good. And what else? We have more decode UI. Okay, that's all the uses of decode. Really should be a dot field syntax with the implicit this self-accessing field objects. Yeah, probably. Okay. So that should handle that. And now when we want to load the image descriptor, we can just pass it that byte stream. Bob is a retro GIF. Bob is indeed a retro GIF. So retro that modern GIF decoders can't even decode it properly. Okay, bitstream byte buffer, GIF test, right, image descriptor, that's what we gotta do. We'll just do, so yeah, we're gonna take the code out of here that loads the image descriptor, load image descriptor, and we're gonna copy everything down to right here. Okay, and then we are going to pass into that. We shouldn't pass the palette into it yet. We should probably just load the indexes. But it could also have its own local color table, which means that we would have to pass that back. So maybe we should actually generate the image data here in load image descriptor. What do you think? We could either like load the image descriptor with both the image and the local color table, and then decode it somewhere else when we're actually like finally constructing images, or we could just construct the image data right here. I think, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to implement it in this type, but we'll just load the data in this function. Okay, so we'll do, we're actually going to get rid of the palette from that, then. Load image descriptor is going to take a byte buffer, which is of type GIF byte buffer. And then we're going to go down to local color table. It was load palette not found in base self. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that. We're gonna have to actually make a function on GIF test. Oh no. We're gonna have to make a separate function for or a separate type for GIF palettes. That's okay. That actually makes sense to do. So we're gonna make a yeah, we'll make a new create new script GIF color table because that's what it's called inside the thing, not called the palette. Boop. Okay, class name GIF color table. All right, and then this is something that we will pull the color table. Color palette. Load palette. We're going to take this function out of here, which is thankfully a fairly simple function. Load palette. And then the palette is actually going to be right here. Var palette is going to be an array of color. Get rid of this. Blah 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 blah. Load palettes. We gotta have the number of bits and the which is different from the LZW minimum code size, but we're gonna take the byte buffer, so type GIF byte buffer, and the number of bits, and it's not gonna be like an internal function anymore. Blah 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 blah, and then we're actually gonna do, instead of naming it load palette, we're gonna call it, the serialize. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna go back to GIF test, and we're gonna remove load palette from here. We're gonna go up here, and instead of having the palette, palette, we're going to make a GIF color table. New. And then we're gonna call palette deserialize, byte buffer, and GCT bits. Okay, and then we're gonna feed into load image descriptor takes one argument. Oh, right. Bytes. Okay. Oh, right, we're not using load image descriptor anymore. We're using the new GIF image descriptor dot new image descriptor. We should probably say deserialize here also. What are your plans for using the GIF loader? Mainly for my intro funsies here. Because when you use emotes in chat, let's see. They will show up right here. I will probably also integrate it into the Twitch GD4 stuff as a way to load, like Twitch emotes and stuff. Yeah. I'm also gonna make it work as an importer, so it'll load sprite frames. Okay. Palette to use equals local color table. Blah 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 blah. Has local color table. Palette to use. Palette to use. Palette to use. Palette to use. Palette to use is of type. GIF color table. Okay, all of this has to go into a different Alright, all of that stuff is going to remain broken for a bit. That's okay. I'm reaching my limit of, like, stuff that I might... Who can rename these? What is this? Yeah, I'm reaching my limit on, like, what I can actually kind of keep in my head here. We shouldn't have load image descriptor running here at all. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my god. Comment that right out. This one is going to do all of the same things that I just did right there, though. Let's see, is that still in my... Yeah, it's still in my clipboard. Hell yeah. Combined blocks equals blah 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 blah. Parse combined subblocks. What is... Shoot. Oh my god, we need another like general purpose function here. We need like a GIF subblock thing. I guess we could move parse combine sub blocks is something that we can actually move into here, because I think we're only going to combine the sub blocks for this one. Maybe, but we'll see. Parse combined. I'm going to use that one place, so yeah. Just cut it out of there. Combine subblocks. Bytes. Buffer. Awesome debugging. I mean, we're creating more bugs right now than we're actually fixing, so I don't know about that. Okay, we're gonna add a temporary variable here. Temp out. Because we're not gonna actually like split off the thing yet. Split off the image construction. We'll have to do that later. Gotta make bugs to make bugs. Yeah, you get it. Okay, I think that is actually going to be in a working state. Let's find out how it breaks. Like that. That's how it breaks. Too few arguments. Expected at least 2. Oh. Get surface override material on base null instance on a null instance. It's not a node, right? Okay, we'll add another temporary variable value in there. You're gonna be able to supply different palettes. Yes. So here's how GIFs work. GIFs actually support more than 256 colors. They support palettes of up to 256 colors, but they also support multiple palettes. So in the image, we will get what's called the global color table, and then in each like image block, which is like we construct the image out of multiple image blocks, and I think this also comes into play when we have like an animated GIF. Like those image blocks are going to be like multiple frames. Each image block can also have a local color table, and that local color table can include the colors that aren't in the global color table. So you can actually have a true color GIF. As demonstrated right here. This is a true color GIF that uses more than 256 colors. So pretty cool, huh? So supplying a palette to maybe like override the global color table, that's totally doable. That'd be easy. Getting into like overriding the local color tables, that's where things get a little bit weirder. I don't know how many things use the local color tables. We support it because we test with that GIF, but we should actually double check to make sure that we're still supporting all that. Oh, right, there it is. Yeah, so unfortunately, we actually only load the image that we see is the last image descriptor that we load. So this is like the last frame of that animation. You can actually see like the last thing that it adds is a subimage with that text. And that's what we see here. Because like what the program is doing right now is going through all of the image blocks, and for every single image block, it just rewrites that entire texture to be that image block. So we only actually see the last one here. But we will be constructing the actual like full image from these image blocks once I get this stuff kind of like, you know, segmented away and all that. Because I want the image descriptors to store the actual image data differently. So yeah, we have a color table. This is not going to be a variable here. This is going to be a variable up there instead. Where is it? This local color table. I stick it right up here. There we go. We are using that down here, right? Yeah. So yeah, it'll store the color table now, and now we just have to make it store the image data, which is right here. And the image data is always going to be image data resize width times height times. That's not what we're storing. We're storing the decompression results. Which we will, at the end, we'll resize it to the width times height. So if it's bigger than it's supposed to be, then we'll cut off the end. If it's smaller than it's supposed to be, then we will... Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Then we'll just expand it so we don't have, like, you know, out of bounds stuff. Actually, what's the largest one of these can be? It'd be like a 65,536 squared, which would just be... That's just going to be like 4 billion something, right? Yeah, okay. So at most, this can use about 4 gigs of RAM per image, sub-image. So a maliciously constructed image here could potentially have like a bunch of layers that are all bigger than 4 gigs, or all about 4 gigs in size, and you'd end up with some very, very big buffers. You could potentially like denial of service the loader. Do I want to allow that to happen? Okay, hang on a second. Fix me potential denial of service here, because the image width times height can end up way larger than the image width times height can be a max 4 gigabytes, even if... Wait, hold on. Right, these are individual bytes. Even if the actual image data didn't check to make sure this matches, fill in stuff, if not, and throw an error. Thrown an error? Fix me. Add an error, or raise an error flag. Yeah, I guess we could just, we don't have to resize it. We could just, like, fill in those extra pixels with, oh, we're gonna make an image from this anyway, never mind. Yeah, you know what? A maliciously constructed GIF could definitely, like, screw us up here. let's talk about like the worst case scenario here. So let's say I'm a malicious GIF constructor, and I want to. I'm gonna upload a GIF to Twitch, or to whatever. This is still supposed to be safe for whatever like platform. I'm gonna upload a GIF to Twitch though, and the image that I upload is gonna have a size, like a width and a height, that is 16 by 16, whatever. But the sub images are going to be 65,536 by 65,536. That would cause a 16 by 16 image to make my my image processing tool here try to allocate a 4 GB buffer to store the image data. For an animated GIF, you could have like several frames of that. Actually, you could have several frames of that I will have to keep in memory the entire time. I wonder how many GIF loaders are actually vulnerable to that. I wonder how many of them would just store the individual frames of image data. Imagine like imagine causing a streamer's like system to out of memory by sending a bad GIF to them. We're adding a size limit. we're gonna add a size limit here. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. That, or maybe we could just we could blit the images ourselves. I would not assume that Twitch is protecting against that. I assume that Twitch is probably only checking the image width and height, the image size. So not the sub-image size, because that's something deep inside the format that you only understand if you're like as deep into GIF format as I am, apparently. It's kind of like zip bombing. Yeah. Is there a limit on the number of sub-images? I don't think so. But I mean, you'd have to, like, every sub-image would add some amount of bytes to the file, so you could have a bunch of 4 GB sub-images. Yeah, you could do that. Right, we're not storing that entire buffer. The question is what we do with the images afterwards. We might... I think I know a way around this, so we'd have to do this. Okay, hold on. How to stop ums. Okay. Only allocate space for as many bytes as we got. God. Do bounds checking in image conversion. During image conversion, drop all pixels not... Oh, I leveled up. Not in the... during image conversion, drop all pixels not in the visible area of the full image. That means we never store an image object of width, height, equal to the image that we to the sub image that we have here. Never actually allocate any kind of data structure that takes the sub image image size. Alright, yeah, we'll do that. Just need a bit to do. Raise error flag here. We don't have the error flag yet, so that ought to do it. Okay, I think that should protect us. It would still be interesting to try making some maliciously constructed gifts to see if we could like break other encoders, though. I suspect they probably defend against that, though. Anyway. Okay, and we'll do this. If decompression results, alright, K is less than decompression results, then we will use... This is still temporary code, we're just fixing the temporary code. Else C equals .U0. Fix me raise an error if we don't have any usable palettes. I like the music too. Yeah, Violet Pony is very good. Thinking chaotic thoughts. I'm sorry. I want to make it robust, you know. Okay, so we've done one bounce check right here at least, so that's good. Okay, so we've farmed off load image descriptor into its own thing. We have commented out huge blocks of code from this one. Let's go ahead and commit our code. Oh, let's actually go back to loading bob89a.gif. Let's make sure that's still working. Cool. Alright. Git status, git add, poly table, dash m. More cleanup and splitting off code. Okay, should we name this deserialized like we had for the other one? Maybe we should. Oh yeah, we need to actually store the compression result. Var, image data, which is going to be of type packed byte array? Yeah. And that's just gonna stay like that. And then down here, we're gonna say image data, we're gonna not do that. Because we don't have to do that anymore. We don't actually have to do any of that anymore. Or that. Or that. That's a really bad way of doing it. Our decompression result is to image data. Nice. Okay. Now we're storing the image data. we can then farm off the actual image, like, construction into a different thing. I assume we're gonna have like we're gonna have an image that we're going to like layer things onto. We're probably gonna be duplicating that image depending on how the image gets constructed. I really need to read up on the 89A like animation stuff to actually get like GIF animation to see how things, because there's like the disposal method, and that's gonna be really important. So let's go back to the GIF 89A spec. Alright, let's find animations. Just to be prepared about what we're going to be up against. Animation. Animation. What? Do you see this? Hold on a second, let me zoom in. The graphics interchange format is not intended as a platform for animation, even though it can be done in a limited way. Oh my god! That is hilarious. Didn't foresee the memes, yeah. Didn't foresee that it would become like the main way of spreading animations on the internet for a long time. And it still kind of is. Oh my god, that is hilarious. There is no animation info in this though. I think there's like a delay. Delay time right there, yeah. And that's in the graphic control extension block. Okay, alright, so we have it's animated via the graphic control extension, which has information about the delay time and the disposal method. Oh, look at that. Oh, that one looks complicated to implement. Okay, so this disposal method indicates the way in which the graphic is to be treated after being displayed. Value 0, no disposal specified. The decoder is not required to take any action. Number 1 is do not dispose. The graphic is to be left in place. Okay. So this image that we're displaying, that this graphic control extension refers to, is to be left there after we are done rendering it. Otherwise, we restore to the background color. We clear the entire image and restore it to the background color. Or we restore it to the previous. So we're gonna have to actually keep the last image around when we display an image. And then we get rid of that image and restore, or go back to the previous image. And then 4 to 7 is to be defined. And then we also have of course, there's the user input flag, which of course everybody uses all the time. Indicates whether or not user input is expected before continuing, right? Right? Everyone uses this one. The one where you have to press the spacebar or something, you know? That one? Yeah. You know what? You know what would be funny is GIF would actually be a pretty fun format to do someone mentioned this yesterday, but GIF would be a pretty fun format to do a graphic novel in. The what? Because you have like the text blocks, you have the user input flag. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Nova, for destroying your perception of GIF. No idea that could be done. Yeah, nobody uses it. But like, you could totally write a graphic novel with a bunch of the sequences in GIF format. You know, like, would that be wild? That would be wild.
To be gentle, to be kind. This is the way, and this.
Me when I visual novel my GIFs, yeah. How would you? Thinking about how that would be implemented. if this had like one more feature for like a branching like narrative thing, then it would be, yeah, just be like, just write a graphic novel in it. Who needs PowerPoint when you can use exactly. You could write a like a slideshow in GIF. Totally. Seeing an SVG with user input but GIF? Yeah, well, SVGs can include like JavaScript and stuff, so that kind of doesn't even count. There's even text support. Yep, which is something that I'm still likely to implement if I can. Yeah. Oh, actually, Nova, you've seen the thing I was talking about yesterday, right? Well, Kiri was talking about yesterday. Oops. So this one actually has text in it. Have you seen that? Have you seen the text that goes with this? Okay, great. These format specs are like a snapshot of what their authors at the time thought the internet would be like in the future. I don't know if I don't think they were necessarily thinking of the internet. Like the web wasn't really a thing at this point, right? When did the web come around? The web. Let's look up the web. Please show me Wikipedia. Yeah, so the web. The year the web started was 1989. GIFs came out in 1987, and then were extended in 1989 with a bunch of these features. So like a lot of GIF actually predates the web itself. Isn't that cool? Hi Loki, what are you doing? Don't be weird. Go away. Or get up on the cat cam. Either way. So yeah, a lot of GIF predates the web, and so I think, yeah, obviously, like, this is not, none of this stuff is thought about within the context of like a web page, right? Like the user input flag. The user input flag also, keep in mind that there's a here's another thing for the user input flag. When the flag is set indicating the user input is expected, the decoder may sound the bell to alert the user the input is expected. GIFs can beep at you. It's standard compliance. It's like standards compliant for GIFs to beep at you during like rendering. So yeah, they have text, they have user input, and they can beep, and they have sound. I want to beep some GIFs now. Yeah, that's not part of the format. That's part of the a thing saying that the decoder may do. So unfortunately, we can't embed beeps into our GIFs, but we can embed user input delays and stuff. Thank goodness browsers don't implement beeps. I mean, they implement plenty of other obnoxious things. So yeah. Actually, you know what? Can you imagine what the web would be like with beeping GIFs? Another thing that's in here, if you're going to talk about like writing a visual novel entirely in GIFs, there is a thing called the application extension, which is, it contains application-specific information, conforms with the extension block syntax, and the block is labeled hex FF, so 255. This is actually where I think there's some data stored in here that I can't remember. Yeah, some things store some extra data in there. I can't remember what. But if you wanted to store like branching narrative things for a visual novel, you'd store them in here. So you get there's places to stuff that data. Yeah, the blink tag, God. I feel like I want to actually write a. It'd be pretty simple to do actually. If I made my GIF loader also able to save GIFs. I would pretty much, the only hard part of that would be writing the encoder. But once I got that done, like everything else is kind of handled, right? Is the animation stuff stored there? No, the animation stuff isn't stored there. It's stored in the animation stuff is stored in the graphic control extension, which has the delay time in 1/100ths of a second. Early web was pretty wild. Yeah, I remember trying to read like entire paragraphs that for some reason someone had embedded into a blink tag, and it's like, why? Why would you do that? I can only read it half the time. Internet Explorer never supported Blink. Well, I guess Internet Explorer actually did one good thing then. That's. I actually find that hard to believe though, because I'm pretty sure I've used Blink Tag on Internet Explorer. I would have to verify that to be sure. And Marquee was the other wonderful tag that was a pain in the butt to read. Oh, if only I still had my functioning Windows 98 VM. Wait, actually, we could just get that. Hang on a second. Oh, 86 boxes installed. Okay, hold on a second. Oh wow, 86 box actually has floppy disk sounds built in now. Nice. Soundtrack to the rebellion. Oh, did I do that hydrate redeem earlier? Hang on a second. Okay. All right. Windows is updated by clock as a result of daylight saving time. How nice. Should we do a retro website jam someday? Yes. I need to actually get. I need to actually participate in it this time. That's not the sound that's supposed to play. Okay. Okay. There's Internet Explorer. Let's open that up. Oh, that's hilarious. I got 403'd by for having a browser that's too old. Nice. Stop messing with the mouse.
You're all that remains. Finish the mission.
Did I do something wrong here? Did I forget how to HTML? View source. That is... okay, it's not saving. Save. Refresh. There we go. Oh yeah, it's not blinking. Alright. You were right. I was wrong. Notepad in Windows 98 doesn't support Control S to save. Are you serious? Oh my god. How did anyone use this? Loki's being a weird goober right next to me. What's expired popsicle? Wait, hold on. Poopsicle? Wait, what? YouTube stream description? What are you talking about? Wait, hold on. Where's the link? I need to fix it. I don't see it saying poopsicle anywhere on my pop section. YouTube stream description. Show more. Show more just... oh, there's learn more. Hold on a second. Oh yeah! I've been using the wrong link for... I haven't been using that for very long, and it's not a clickable link, so yeah, look for expired popsicle, not poopsicle. Oh my god. Yep, that is totally correct. There is a poopsicle. How do I change the image, the screen description? Yeah. In the middle. Oh wait, there it is. Edit. Save. All right, there we go. YouTube won't even let me have like clickable links because it thinks that I'm. Because I haven't given them my ID yet. It's very silly. Actually, hold on a second. I gotta see something now. Ah, but it does support the marquee tag, so we're good. We're good. Wonder, do modern browsers don't support the marquee tag, right? Pretty easy to test. Look at that. Modern browsers actually support the marquee tag. Nice. Need CSS if you want Blink to work. I'd rather Blink not work, actually. That would be great if it did not work. It was a bad idea from the beginning. Gonna update all my work services. Are you gonna add marquee tags to them? Okay, what were we doing on the gift decoder? I forgot. Where were we? I was talking about maybe implementing a saving system. Anyway, whatever. Oh yeah, so the image descriptor. I wanna split all of this stuff off into a like build construct image thing or something. The part where we actually like build an image for. We'll build an image that's of the like the main image's size from the subimage. Okay, so func make image. Alright, and we'll say global color table. GIF color table. And then so before that we'll do image width, image height, Awawa? Awawa! Hi Val! How's it going? It's going. Okay, that's. Also, I figured out that a way to. I also figured out that I could go. Oh wow! Every time someone does the Ara redeem, and now it's like it's making they're doing some weird stuff for that. So. Uh-oh, I think I may have just found a code vulnerability in Val. You okay? Alright, make image with height and height. Let's do this. And height. And, we have to also store all of this stuff. Packed fields. What is packed field? Oh yeah, we don't worry about that. Fine. Good. That one's gotta stay. I can't remember, and I'm not alone. I am screwing up singing that entirely, so I will stop. Color table. Has local color table. Ah, that's the one that we got. No, wait, hold on. If local color table not even null. What? There we go. Okay. Oh my god. Loki has the dumbest expression on his face right now. He's just like curled up next to me. Dingus. You should check the Your Art and Writing channel. Oh, is something is there a troll? Oh! Oh! Thanks, Echo. the abs. Oh. Thank you so much. Heck. I'm a bit rusty on coloring and lines and shapes and anatomy and smugness. You did fine. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we can get rid of the palette argument from here too, can't we? Temp palette. Yeah, that's not used. Some extra smug. Alright, this should still work. Yep, there's Bob. Cool. So that's gonna... I guess when we call make image, we're actually gonna be making... we're gonna be making an image of the width and height of the image. And then we're going to... Colon 3 is the shortcut to smug down. Oh my god, Loki. Okay, I have to have one hand on Loki and just like... It's like my thumb is on his like under his jaw, like right here, and my fingers are on his head, and I just have his head like in this like grip, and he seems to be just like loving it so much, getting rubbed like this on both the top and under the chin. Hold the cat gently like Vichy Burger. That's what it's like. It really is. Oh my god, Loki. I love this cat so much. I love all these cats. Right, what are we up to? We're gonna have to keep track of which color is the transparent color at some point. I keep forgetting to actually do that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're gonna iterate through the width, the image width and height, or no, wait, hold on. We're gonna take these two rectangles and we are going to clamp them to each other. We're gonna like take the section of them that's common between them. So we're gonna say min x is gonna be is min. Wait, no, hold on. It's gonna be max. No, wait, hold on. Min x is gonna be, which is type int, is gonna be the maximum value of 0 and the position x, which is actually just going to be the position x, because I'm pretty sure we are loading a unsigned value there, right? Yes, we're loading an unsigned value there, so we don't have to worry about that. So min x is going to be the max of, but position x can be, so it can't be negative. But it can, so we can just say min x is just going to be position x. Well, whatever, we'll just leave this, it's fine, it's not hurting anything. Our max x int is going to be max of 0, max of image width and position x plus width. Right. Okay. And then we do all the same stuff for y, and try to avoid any copy-paste errors. And we replace that. Okay, so now we're going to iterate through that x and y. Or we're going to iterate through y first. So for y in range 0 height, and then for x in range 0 height, and then we're going to get each pixel out of the var k. This is going to be the byte index, var byte index type int. Also, these are going to be ints. Byte index is going to be x plus y times width. And then we're going to use the same code here. If byte index is less than length of image data, then do that. I'm gonna get the color, and then we're going to set image data. Okay, so var image data index. It's gonna be, wait, hold on. I screwed this up. I screwed it up. Is it still a GIF importer? Yes, it's still a GIF importer. Oh, yeah, thanks for catching that. That's supposed to be width. Yeah, no, I actually screwed this up. So this is actually going to be the output x and y positions, not the input x and y positions. So we're gonna do this. That's going to be image width times output y plus output x. And this will be where in the image data that stuff goes. So when we say image data index equals c. Oh wait, no, hold on. It's actually going to be times 4. Times 4 plus... We're pretty much just doing this. Takes me handle transparency. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Now we just have to get C correctly from the thing. So that's actually going to be x minus position x and y minus position y times position, and this is going to be times the subimage width. Also, this needs to be image width, not Yeah, where else do we use width? This has to refer to the sub-image width and height. X not declared in the current scope. Okay, alright, I think that ought to do it. I think that ought to... No, wait. That ought to do it. Now we can get rid of this, and we should have stuff like being correctly placed in sub-images now, I think. Okay, that's fine. That one uses the same... That test doesn't really count, because we could be mixing stuff up and that one would still work. We need to use the full color one. Bleh! Out of bounds, get index on base packed byte array. That is negative data. That is a negative pixel value. What the heck did we do here? Output X is 0, output Y is 0. We are starting from the top left. Let's position X and position Y. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. These need to be min. That's not going to fix our issue, though. Okay, so width and height, min X is 18, max X is blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we got some reasonable values there. We're still getting this weird bounds index here, though. So output X minus position X. Output X is 0. That's because we are not doing the min X and stuff correctly. Min X, min Y, to max X plus 1 and max Y plus 1. Out of bounds set index, blah blah blah, and do we have to do plus 1? Are these ranges inclusive or exclusive? Stops before in, okay. Yeah, okay, there's a bug. There's a bug, and I screwed up. Alright, so what is our output? X is 210. Image width is 210. Okay, so we are going past the end. Wait a minute. Alright, this is the maximum X value and maximum Y value. Those have to be -1. Oh wait, no, hold on. This needs to be... Right, okay, no, hold on. Max X and max Y without the plus 1. That'll do it. Nope, it didn't do it. Sarah CV has redeemed a Wawa. Okay, now it's screwing up. Palette to use, palette index, blah 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 blah, and base pack image array, blah 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 blah. Image data, byte index is negative. Why is byte index negative? Because output X, position X. Alright, we'll add more variables. Var sub-image X is going to be this. Or sub-image Y is going to be this. Okay, sub-image X. Sub-image Y. Sub-image Y is negative, and it's the same value as sub-image X, which means that we probably swapped our X and Y at some point, didn't we? We did the thing again. Why is sub-image Y negative? Output X and output Y are blah and blah, and then position Y. Wait, hold on. Output Y. Was output Y only 18? That's not right. Position Y18? No, that's... Output Y is... Oh no! We did it again! We swapped the X and the Y! Damn it! Sheesh. Alright! That failed. Why did that fail? Expected image of size blah, got blah instead. Image width, image height. Oh. Using the wrong width and height there. Yes! Okay, that is correctly positioned. So again, for context of what we're doing here, that is where that needs to. That's where that should be in this image right here. This thing, the last frame of the GIF, that's the one that we're seeing, is going to end up right here at the bottom. And that's what we're seeing right here. It's at the bottom. So, cool. We did it. We've correctly positioned the image, in the sub-image in the image. So, I bet. Let's go and test this with a bunch of other images. We still have to implement interlacing, by the way. I don't let me forget about that. Okay, Bob still works. Great. But yeah, we're not testing with interlaced images at the moment. We have a few interlaced images in the test directory, but yeah, like Picard3.gif I think is one of the ones that we have here. Oh, wait a minute. That's process file. Yeah, so this is what loading an interlaced GIF looks like right now with my loader. Again, this is gonna be a pretty simple thing to fix, I think, but we will have to add this logic to the code that I just wrote that I was having some trouble with. It just means that we're gonna have to remap the Y position a bit. No, not too big of an issue, but actually, wait a minute. Where is the interlacing actually done? Is that on the image or the sub-image? Oh boy, that doesn't actually tell us anything. Are the sub-images interlaced? Or is the main image interlaced? Which, if the main image is interlaced and the sub-images aren't, that means we could have a sub-image that affects some rows and not others. And I really don't want to think about that. Notice Discord has stopped looping GIFs on desktop for me. I noticed that too. Also, another thing about Discord GIFs, I noticed that, like, at some point, the search became just useless. Just completely useless in Discord's, like, GIF search. It's not just Wayland. It's not just me. Yeah, I remember one time I searched for blowhigh and I couldn't find any blowhigh GIFs, and it's like, what? Excuse me? I tried it with the actual letters, with the little like circle above the A and all that stuff. I tried it without. I tried it like, and it's like, Where did all the blowhigh go? This feels like a targeted attack on my community, but yeah, no, I can't find anything. I can't find anything in the gift search anymore. It is useless now, and I have to start just like, if I search for like my headpats gift that I use all the time. Oh hey, there we go. There's someone to ban. Deny. Alright, goodbye forever. Anyway. Alright. Hey, do me a favor, everyone, and fill up the text buffer to scoot that stuff off the screen, please. Let's see some emoji spam, please. Thank you. Alright, cool. Anyway, what are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if we have to deal with interlaced images for in the actual like decoded image or the sub images. So I guess the test case for this would be to make an animated GIF. The heart marquee is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. We'd have to make an animated GIF. Want to peek at the spec sheet? The GIF spec? Oh, let me look at it. Let's see. Up here. All right, there you go. It's on the GIFlib SourceForge page, and they have some other like info about GIFs. If you actually go up one level to their, there's also the original flat text file. But so yeah, this is like an HTML formatted version of the original spec. But if you go back up to, if you just go to like, it's GIF standard, is that? No, that's up one more level. Yeah, okay, so if you go to just like giflib.sourceforge.net, there's a few other things on here. So one is an explanation of LZW, and like how that stuff works. So yeah, LZW is kind of a confusing algorithm. So if you want to check out the compression decompression stuff for that, they have more notes about it. GIFs also have a specific variation of LZW compression, and LZW compression it works on it works on like codes, but those codes, those number codes can be like arbitrary sized, and so GIF actually does a thing to encode those into bits, like numbers of bits that are like they're a fixed size until they have to actually like change until the dictionary gets big enough, and then they have to increase in size. And so basically the number of bits that you're reading per decompression code increases while you're decoding it. And you have to know when that time is to decompress it, or sorry, to change the size of the dictionary. And that's tricky because you start off with basically take your color depth, and that's how many bits you read at a time, right? So if you have an 8-bit image, you read 8 bits, except you add 2 more. You basically add 2 to the number of possible colors. So if you have a 256 color image, you're actually decoding bits as though it were a 258 color image, because there's 2 special codes, which is the end of data and the clear code. So like when you reach those. When you reach those, you do certain things, but basically, you're actually reading 9 bits at first. If you have a 256 color image that's 8-bit color, or 8-bit palette indexes and whatever, then you actually need to... Sorry, if you have like a 4-bit image, then you actually have like a 4-bit palette, and so you only have 16 colors in it, and then you would have 17 and 18 would be the clear code and end of data, and so you'd actually have to be reading 5 bits at a time. For an 8-bit palette, you'd be reading 9 bits at a time at first. Anyway, when you get to the point where you would hit like 512 bits, then you would go up to 10 bits. This continues only up until you reach 12 bits. I can't do 12 bits with my hand, but you know what I mean. And then at 12 bits, it actually stops. You stop growing the table, and the encoder either has to give a clear code, or just keep using the codes that are in the table to encode further data at that point. Yeah, so there's a lot of little weird nuances in here and stuff, which is all thankfully commented in my source code. Okay, so we got the image loading. It's loading at the right position. We're not dealing with interlacing yet. Let's go into let's go to the full color thing. I want to see what this looks like in the GNU image manipulation program. I don't remember if we looked at this before. How is this going to... Oh yeah, that actually comes through as a true color image. Nice. Awesome. Oh, it doesn't actually load it as an indexed color, or indexed image. That's interesting. Wow, okay. Alright, the GNU image manipulation program is getting a little bit confused by this. That's hilarious. We might not be able to use this as an actual... we might not be able to use the GNU image manipulation program as a reference for this. Let's try another one. Let's try graphics 2. Let's see how that handles it. That does not handle it very good. How about... A-Sprite? Let's see how A-Sprite handles the multiple Ooh, it's not even loading. Ooh dear. A-Sprite? Come on, what are you doing? Okay, well that's a different issue. Okay, we'll deal with that later. How about Ultimaker Kira? No, that's not gonna do it. I just want to go in and resave it as an interlaced GIF. You know what? Here, we'll do this. We'll make a gunched color version of it. Image, colors, let's see. So save as bad color dot gif. I'm going to file export bad color dot gif. There we go. Let's see, number of repeats, loop forever. Save comment, interlace. Bam. Okay, so this one's gonna actually have, in theory, I think this one should have sub-images at different locations. If you Google search for disregard, it... Really? Oh my god. Oh, you got me all excited. Wait, that's still saving as... No, it's not it's still saving as... Okay, so that is incorrect. It is not showing that many colors. That's fine. Let's see what it looks like when we load it interlaced. I'm just using this one because I know it has a bunch of sub-images at different locations. There we go. Oop. Oh, it's the sub-images themselves are interlaced. Oh my god, that's weird. I think, right? That's what's going on there. That looks like what's going on there. The individual sub-images are interlaced. It actually simplifies a lot of stuff. It's still really funny and confusing. I think that's what I'm looking at here, right? Because like if we look at the Picard.gif, wait, hold on, actually. Yeah, if we look at the Picard 3.gif again, it would have to be like an image-sized thing in order for some of the rows to actually affect down here. If it were the entire image that was de-interlaced after we had after we had loaded the sub-images, then we would have image data up here near, or we'd have, well, obviously that's not going to work because my image loader doesn't do it yet. Well, no, actually, the sub-image would need data up here in order to affect stuff down here, and it doesn't. So, oh, it breaks their AI summary. Okay, well I have that blocked by uBlock Origin because it's useless. Here, let's oh my god. Oh my god. How can the AI slop rollout be so bad? Lots of Smash Picards. Yeah, we got a few of them. Oops. Yeah, this is what happens when you load a this is what happens when you try to load an interlaced GIF on a GIF loader that does not support interlacing. Slop raiders slopping slop code into production. Yeah, really. Obviously, Picard 3.gif is supposed to look like this, but instead we're getting this, right? Yeah, you can, and so this one properly supports it and de-interlacing it, and this one doesn't. And there's a few others in the Star Trek directory for this, but basically, yeah. When we decode the stuff, I'm just gonna add a to-do down to the image descriptor stuff that tells it to handle the de-interlacing. Sub image Y, blah blah blah. Fix me remap sub image Y for de-interlacing. Interlacting? Ew. I think that should be good for that. We get 1/8 Picard, 1/4 Picard, 3/8 Picard, and 5/8 Picard for the low price of 1 Picard. I wonder what the motivation for the interlacing is. No, actually, I do know what it is. I was talking about it, but I wonder if there's like a compression advantage to it also, or disadvantage. I don't know. But yeah, the reason for the interlacing is for slow connections, so you can like preview the image before it's fully loaded. And I was demonstrating this, I think, in the way I demonstrated it before is I loaded up Krita, and let's get the PNG writing out really quick. There we go. Alright, let's run this really quick. There we go. Bam. Card 3. We'll load that into here. Right, there's the original, and just output. As new layer. Okay, so here's the comparison, obviously. But if you happen to be loading this over an incredibly slow connection, like I did when I was a child, not this image specifically. Usually it was pornography. If I was loading this over a dial-up connection or something, copy, merge, edit. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. What are you doing? Come on, Krita. Edit. Paste. It crashed. It crashed. All right. Cool. Why does it always do this? Edit, paste. Okay, well, we can paste it as the first thing that we do at least, and then we can get this in here also. Insert as new layer, and then we're gonna hide that, and show this, and say layer, scale to new size. We're gonna scale to that size. Oops, that is the wrong thing to do. All right, layer, scale. Right, okay. So if we're reloading this image on a slow dial-up thing, we would only have to load, if we had only loaded this much of the image so far, this little top bit, the first, 1/8 of the image, is that? Looks like, yeah, that's an 1/8 of an image. It's 25 pixels tall. What we would see is this, right? We would see the image before it's fully loaded. This is very important for a slow dial-up connection if you want to navigate a web page quickly that has like an image map or something also. And that's not the reason that this was added to GIF, I'm pretty sure. Just because like GIF predates the web, obviously. But it did help for slow connections, previewing stuff. So if you're downloading like a picture of some hot girl and you can see like immediately if it's like something you're into or not, or whatever, if you're into guys also, or whichever. I'm not judging. The way I said that made it sound like I was actually judging. I'm really not judging, I swear. Anyway, modern software defeated by 90s shenanigans. Yeah, so that's the reason interlacing is there, I'm pretty sure. And let's actually look in the spec to see if interlacing is actually explained as a reason there. It doesn't give a justification for the interlacing. What about the Wikipedia page? Does that have it? Interlacing. Allows each image within the logical screen of a GIF file to specify that it's interlaced. Well, that's good that it's that's good that it's yeah, okay. We just verified that. The order of the raster lines in the block data is not sequential. This allows a partial display of the image that can be recognized before the full image is painted, just like in this animated GIF showing a GIF deinterlacing. It's an animated GIF of a GIF decoding. I love this image for that. This is what it would be like to download images on dial-up. Verifying that the image was what the image link says. Yeah, you know, if you see like the vague outline of like Rick Astley here or something, that you're kind of in trouble. So maybe you could go do something else instead of downloading an animated GIF of Rick Astley. Okay. But yeah, that's the reasoning for that. So we still got to support that. It looks like it's not going to be too hard to do that, but we'll get there. I think we gotta fix up all the animation and layering stuff first. We gotta actually like construct the full image now that we have all of this. That's where my brain went to. Nice, good. Great minds think alike. Yeah. Awesome. Let me check something really quick. We should handle the transparency stuff. We should do that. That would be a good one to do. How is transparent? We have like there's like the background color, but there's also a transparent color index that's in the GC the graphic control extension. So what's that? We're reloading that. Yeah, we just recognize that we got a graphic control extension and then don't do anything with it. So I think next time for stream, because we are over time, next time for stream, we'll be implementing the graphic control extension. This weekend we're probably going to be playing video games again, though. We've been working on this one all week. I think it's time to go back to video games. What should I play? More Brigador Killers? More Pacific Drive? Some Elite Dangerous, maybe? I gotta start playing Diablo 4 so I can play with my sister. That one's a little bit too like modern and meta conforming, you know. Can't do none of that. But let's go ahead and figure out someone to raid and let's get the hell out of here. Dungeon Gals? Never heard of that one. What is it? Thank you for stream. Well, thank you for being here. Who are we gonna raid today? I think we're going to. I think I know who we're gonna raid. I know we're gonna raid. I'm just gonna wait for an ad to finish. I'll go there on here too. We're gonna raid Nova. Bridgewater has redeemed a. I can't live without my buddy Superfly. Ugh, ads. Ugh. Vile, horrible, evil things. I'm hitting some of those notes, I swear. Oh my god, why are the ads so long? Okay, there we go. Alright, there's Nova. We're gonna raid Nova. Yep. If I type that into the wrong box, it'd be very embarrassing. So let's not do that. Yep, here we go again. Hang on a second. Alright. Hobbyist behavior. Yeah, extremely bitchless behavior, too. Let's... All right, there we go. All right. Well, we can go ahead and kick off the raid. And let's get the hell out of here. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining me for another Weekday Morning Art / Dev stream. I really appreciate having y'all here. You're all awesome and amazing. Hope to see you next time. Take it easy, take care, be kind, show compassion, show empathy, don't get in a knife fight, use containers, and stay safe. GIF is awesome. We should all use more GIFs. Don't give in to the WebM and WebP animation like craze. It'll die out eventually. And then we'll be back to good old GIFs. Not really, but it's a thought, right? It's a nice thought. No, GIFs are great. We should keep using GIFs for a very long time. Thank you for the follow. Too much. How's it going? GIFs are good. I like GIFs. Yeah. GIF walks so WebP. GIFs walked so WebP could run. Yeah. I don't know. I appreciate the format more now that I've written my own loader for it. So. Yeah, I don't know, that's cool. Alright, well, have a good one, everyone. Get the hell out of here. Bye! Just gonna let the timer run out. Yep. 4, 3, 2, 1.